we can discuss about aminoglycoside antibiotics. In this video, we will discuss the definition, classification, mechanism of action, adverse drug reaction and uses of aminoglycosides antibiotics. So what is meant by aminoglycoside antibiotics? These are a group of natural and semi-synthetic antibiotic which are having polybasic amino group which are linked to glycosidically two or more amino sugars like streptidine, 2-deoxystreptamine or garosamine residues. So these are the compounds which containing polybasic amino group. That's why the name aminoglycoside antibiotics, polybasic amino group linked to amino sugars. Now there are some important properties for aminoglycoside antibiotics. These are used as a sulfated salt of aminoglycosides, and these are highly water soluble, and these solutions are stable for 1 month. And another important point to be noted is these aminoglycosides will ionize in solution. So it will not be absorbed orally because ionized solution will not cross the blood lipoidal barrier of mucosal membrane in GI tract. So it cannot be administered orally. We have to administer by IV or parenteral route. Even if it is distributed or if it is absorbed into blood, they will distribute only extracellularly and do not penetrate the brain or cerebrofluid CSF, cerebrospinal fluid. And these are excreted unchanged urine by glomerular filtration, and these are aminoglycosides are bactericidal and which have more active at these are more active at alkaline pH, and they will act by interfering the bacterial protein synthesis, and these are primarily active against gram-negative bacillus, and this will not inhibit anaerobes. There is only partial cross resistance among them, and they are relatively narrow margin of safety, and all the aminoglycosides will produce an adverse drug reaction of ototoxicity and nephrotoxicity. So it will damage the ear as well as hearing capacity as well as nephrotoxicity. It will give toxicity to the nephrons or kidney. So these are the important point to be noted with aminoglycoside antibiotic. Now coming to classification of aminoglycosides. Aminoglycosides are classified into systemic aminoglycosides and topical aminoglycosides according to their site of action. Systemic aminoglycosides are the antibiotic which will reach into the systemic circulation by parenteral routes and they will distribute it. And examples are streptomycin, gentamicin, kanamycin, tobramycin, amikacin, cizomycin, netilmicin. And in bracket I have mentioned the mechanism of action in which subunit this aminoglycoside will bind with which subunit of ribosome and it will inhibit the protein synthesis. Streptomycin will bind with the 30th subunit, and rest of the all aminoglycosides will bind with 30th as well as 50th subunits of ribosome, and thereby it will interfere with the protein synthesis. Now example for topical aminoglycosides are neomycin and framicetin. These are available as ointments, creams, etc. Neosporin ointment is which containing neomycin as an active drugs. Now coming to the mechanism of action of aminoglycoside, it will occur in two steps. In first step, there will be a transport of aminoglycoside antibiotic through bacterial cell and cytoplasmic membrane so that it will diffuse across the outer coat of gram-negative bacteria through the porine channels. And as a second step, it will bind to the ribosome resulting in inhibition of protein synthesis. Usually streptomycin will bind with the 30th ribosome, and but all other aminoglycosides will bind with the site 50th subunit as well as 50 and 30th interphase, thereby it will inhibit the protein synthesis. So aminoglycosides will bind with the 30th as well as 50 and 30 interphase, thereby it will inhibit the protein synthesis from mRNA. So that is the mechanism of action of aminoglycosides. Now coming to the mechanism of resistance towards the aminoglycoside antibiotic, acquisition of cell membrane bound inactivating enzyme which phosphorylate and adenylate or acetylate the antibiotic. That is one of the mechanism. Some mutation can decrease the affinity of ribosomal protein that are normally bind with the aminoglycosides, and decreasing efficacy of aminoglycoside transporting mechanism. These are the three reasons for the mechanism of resistance towards aminoglycosides antibiotic. Either it may be prevent the either it may activate the inactivation enzymes, or it will decrease the affinity of ribosome towards the ribosomal protein, or it will decrease the efficacy of transporting mechanism. So these three are the different mechanism of resistance of aminoglycoside antibiotics. Now coming to the adverse drug reactions of aminoglycoside, it will produce three important adverse drug reactions: ototoxicity, nephrotoxicity and neuromuscular blockage. In case of ototoxicity, it will damage the vestibular part, so that there will be an headache and followed by nausea, vomiting, dizziness, nystagmus, vertigo and ataxia. Or it may damage the cochlear part, which may lead to hearing loss. And in case of nephrotoxicity, it may damage the tubular damaging and may resulting into the loss of urinary concentration power and low glomerular filtration rate, nitrogen retention, albuminuria. These are the different effect in the nephrons. And in case of neuromuscular blockade, all the aminoglycoside will reduce the acetylcholine release from the motor nerve ending and interfere with the immobilization of centrally located synaptic vesicles. So these are the important adverse drug reactions of aminoglycosides. Now coming to the precautions which are need to be taken when giving the aminoglycosides with other drugs. Aminoglycosides should be avoided during the pregnancy due to its risk of fetal ototoxicity. It should be avoided concurrent use of with other ototoxic drugs like high ceiling diuretics and minocyclines. It should be avoided in the concurrent use of nephrotoxic drugs like amphotericin B, vancomycin, cyclosporin and cisplatin. Cautious use in the patient of past middle age and in those with kidney damages. Cautious use for muscle relaxant who are muscle relaxant in patient who are receiving aminoglycoside. And aminoglycoside should not be mixed with any other drugs in same syringe or infusion bottle, because it may produce some chemical antagonism and it may decrease the efficacy of other drug also. Now coming to next one of the important drug in the aminoglycoside antibiotic is streptomycin. This is obtained from Streptomyces griseus, which is a fungus. Now practically it is restricted for the treatment of tuberculosis only, and this spectrum, streptomycin spectrum, is narrow. Usually it will active against gram-negative bacillus, and these are some important organisms which are sensitive towards the streptomycin, like Brucella, Escherichia pestis, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, etc. Now coming to the adverse drug reactions of streptomycin, vestibular disturbances, and this is the one of the aminoglycoside with the lowest nephrotoxic effect, and hypersensitivity reactions are rare. When compared with the other aminoglycosides, these are the most safest drug with the lowest nephrotoxic effect. Now coming to uses of streptomycin, it is mainly used for the treatment of tuberculosis. So one of the drug in the first line drugs of anti-tubercular drugs, and it also can be used for SAB or subacute bacterial endocarditis in conjugation with penicillin, and also for the treatment of plaque and tularemia. So these are the different uses of streptomycin. Now gentamicin, that is another aminoglycoside which is obtained from Microspora purpura, which is more potent than streptomycin. This have a broad spectrum of action, and these are relatively more nephrotoxic. These are available as different eye drops and etc. And this is one of the cheapest drugs when compared with the streptomycin, and this is the first line aminoglycoside antibiotics for the treatment of respiratory tract infection, Pseudomonas, Proteus and Klebsiella infection, meningitis caused by gram-negative bacillus, and subacute bacterial endocarditis. Now another important aminoglycoside drug which is used as a topical application, that is neomycin, which is obtained from Streptomyces fradii. Absorption from the GIT is minimum. Oral and topical administration does not ordinarily cause systemic toxicity, and the spectrum is wide, and these are active against the gram-negative bacillus as well as some of the gram-positive cocci. However, Pseudomonas, Streptomyces pyogenes are not sensitive towards the neomycin. And the important adverse drug reactions of neomycins are: neomycin is highly toxic to internal ear and the kidney, but it is not used systemically because of this adverse drug reaction. This is applied topically, have some low sensitizing potential. It may cause rashes, and oral neomycin has a damaging effect on the intestinal villi. Prolonged treatment can induce malabsorption syndrome with the diarrhea and cytorrhea, that is the fat in stool, and there is a chance for superinfection due to the marked suppression of gut flora by the neomycin if you are administering as oral route. Now what are the different uses of neomycin? Neomycin mainly used topically, often in combination with other antibiotics like polymyxin, bacitracin for different infection like infected wound, ulcer, burn, external ear infection and conjunctivitis, and orally not for the systemic action, only for the topical action for the preparation of bowel surgery as well as in case of hepatic coma. So these are the different uses of neomycin, and this is one of the use of or spectrum of the aminoglycoside. Aminoglycoside have only action against gram-negative bacteria, do not inhibit the gram-positive bacteria. gram-negative ബാക്ടീരിയക്ക് അതിനെതിരെ മാത്രമാണ് aminoglycoside active ആയിട്ടുള്ളൂ. Now coming to the dosage, usually other antibiotics are administered day or daily 2 times or daily 3 times, but aminoglycoside single dose is enough daily. So that is another advantage, but the problem is these are not active orally. We have to administer either parenteral route. Okay. So that is all about the definition, classification, mechanism of action, adverse drug reaction and uses of aminoglycoside antibiotics. Hope it is clear. Thank you for watching this video.